business owners, my name is Deanna Ball. I am a small business attorney here in the state of Utah, and we are just trying to get you out of your comfort zone. We want you to face reality and take measures that will protect your business so you don't end up in a legal disaster. Today we are talking about something so exciting called restrictive covenants. Yes, it really isn't that exciting, but it is extremely important to talk about them. So what are restrictive covenants? There are two things, non-compete and non-solicitation. What's the difference? Well, non-compete is restricting somebody from opening up a business that is similar to yours. So that could be in competition with you. Non-solicitation is preventing somebody from stealing customers away from you or your employees away from you. Both of those are valuable in certain situations, not in every situation, but in certain situations. But there are two key things you need to remember with both of them. They are restricted by a time frame and a geographic scope. So it depends on the state where you are doing business and the type of agreement on what the restrictions will be. So in Utah, for all employment agreements, you cannot prevent an employee from earning a living for more than 1 year from the date they are terminated from your company. So if you try and put in that they are restricted for 2 years, that is going to be an invalid non-compete. So in Utah, 1 year for employees. All right. For a non-solicitation, there is no, in Utah anyway, there is no limit on the time frame. It just needs to be reasonable. So again, 1 to 3 years is reasonable, and geographic scope needs to be reasonable. So when we are talking about geographic scope, we look at a few things. Where is the company conducting business, and where are you performing your job duties for the company? What's the range? Are you doing it at the company headquarters, or are you a sales rep and you're going all over the state of Utah? So if you're going all over the state of Utah, then it might be reasonable that I restrict you to the entire state of Utah. But if you're just focused on St. George, and that's where my business conducts business too, then just the boundaries of St. George is going to be reasonable. I won't be able to restrict you from the entire state of Utah. So it boils down to reasonableness, always. And you just cannot simply restrain ordinary competition. The courts don't like restrictions on not allowing individuals to earn a living. And that's why we want to be reasonable when we're putting these restrictions in place. All right, in Utah, if you are an employee, then the law says that I can't restrict you from working for another company that's in competition with me or opening up another company for longer than a year. But there's an exception. That does not apply to reasonable severance agreements, or if I'm a business owner and I'm selling the company, then it can be longer than a year. So there are some exceptions. So you do want to consult with an employment attorney to make sure that you have prepared your non-compete in the right manner, according to the circumstances that you're trying to protect. All right. You want to ensure a reasonable connection to the legitimate employer interests being protected. So you have to have a specific business reason for implementing a non-compete and a non-solicitation. What is it that you're trying to protect? Client lists? Yeah, that's a valid protection. That provides you revenue, right? You want to review the uniqueness of the employee's situation. Are they a key employee? Do they have valuable knowledge about how you run your business, your trade secrets? Is it a risk for you to invest this time and money training the employee for them to just go out and open up a competing business using everything that they learned from you? Yeah, that's a risk. And that could harm your business. So that's a good consideration. Did you pay for the employee's training and development? If so, that increases the likelihood of enforceability because you've invested in their expertise, in developing their expertise. So that is a good way to show that it was a reasonable. So just also keep in mind that even if they didn't get training, you didn't send them somewhere for training. Specialized training can happen on the job. So if you're the one training them, for maybe 2 weeks on something in particular, just document it. That's what will help prove that you did pay, you did invest in the employee's training and development. All right, for non-solicitation, you cannot control a customer who follows the key employee. That's the gray area. That's what's hard. Non-solicitation can be very difficult to prove that the employee actually stole those clients or customers, or maybe it'd be easier to prove that they took one of your employees with them to work for another company or to open up a competing business. But customers, that can be a little bit tricky because sometimes customers really like that employee and they are willing to follow them wherever they go. And so maybe the employee didn't contact them. Maybe that customer just found out and said, hey, I'm going to move my business over here. So it's tricky to prove that they actually stole a customer. So just keep that in mind. All right. The benefits of having non-competes and non-solicitation. Well, a strong, carefully tailored agreement, it just gives you confidence in safeguarding your protectable business interests. It allows you that confidence to train and invest in the development of certain key employees because you've got this, that you know that you can be protected for at least a year. On a final note, have an employee sign these agreements before they start working for you. That is ideal. It doesn't always happen, but it really is ideal. And the non-solicitation, it needs to be specific on the ways that the employee's actions could actually hurt the business. So be prepared to be able to explain that and defend that. All right, question to end on. What are you most worried about? An employee going to work for the competition or stealing customers? Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you again.